Have you ever paused in the middle of a simple meal and wondered whether something so ordinary could quietly shape the future of your health? For many people, salt is just another seasoning, a small pinch added almost without thinking, a familiar taste that makes food feel complete. Yet behind that simple crystal lies a powerful influence on the human body, especially on the kidneys, those silent guardians that work day and night to filter the blood, balance fluids, and keep the body in harmony. Most people never think about their kidneys until something goes wrong. But the truth is that every choice we make, every meal we eat, and every habit we repeat sends a message to these delicate organs. In the world of medical education and patient awareness, experts have often emphasized that the smallest daily decisions can determine the direction of our health. And among those voices, Dr. Mathew R. Weir has consistently highlighted the quiet but powerful relationship between sodium intake and chronic kidney disease. When people hear the words kidney disease, they often imagine a distant medical problem that happens only to others. But chronic kidney disease, often called CKD, affects millions of people across the world, many of whom do not even realize the condition is slowly developing. The kidneys are resilient, but they are not invincible. And when the body is exposed to too much sodium over time, the pressure placed on these organs begins to grow. Excess salt causes the body to hold on to more fluid, and that additional fluid increases blood pressure, forcing the kidneys to work harder with every passing day. At first, the change may seem invisible, almost insignificant, but health rarely shifts in dramatic moments. It moves quietly, gradually, and sometimes without warning. This is why education matters so deeply. Understanding how the body works allows people to protect it before the damage becomes severe. In many medical discussions, Dr. Mathew R. Weir has explained that sodium does not simply affect taste or thirst. It influences blood pressure, fluid balance, and ultimately the workload placed on the kidneys themselves. Imagine a filter that must run continuously without rest. If the pressure behind that filter continues to rise, the delicate structure begins to weaken. Over months or years, that strain can slowly reduce the kidney's ability to perform their essential role. What makes this issue even more important is the fact that modern diets often contain far more sodium than people realize. Processed foods, packaged meals, sauces, and snacks frequently hide large amounts of salt, turning everyday eating habits into a silent challenge for kidney health. Many people believe they are consuming only a small amount, yet the total sodium intake throughout the day can climb far beyond what the body truly needs. This is where awareness becomes a form of empowerment. When individuals begin to recognize the hidden influence of sodium, they also discover the ability to reshape their habits. A simple choice, like reading a nutrition label or preparing a meal with fresh ingredients instead of processed ones, can become a meaningful act of protection for the kidneys. The journey toward better health rarely requires dramatic transformations overnight. Instead, it begins with small, thoughtful decisions repeated day after day. When people understand the connection between salt, blood pressure, and kidney stress, they start to see that their daily routine holds more power than they once believed. The message shared by educators like Dr. Mathew R. Weir is not meant to create fear, but to inspire awareness, because knowledge transforms ordinary actions into purposeful ones. The body constantly responds to the environment we create through our choices, and when those choices support balance, the kidneys can continue their quiet work with strength and stability. Yet the story of sodium and kidney health is deeper than most people imagine. And as researchers continue to explore this connection, a more complex and surprising truth begins to emerge. A truth that reveals how something as small as salt can influence the future of the body in ways that many people have never fully considered. For a long time, people believed that salt was only a minor factor in health, something that influenced taste more than the body itself. Yet as medical understanding deepened, a more serious picture began to emerge. The human body is built on delicate balances, and the kidneys play a central role in maintaining that balance by filtering waste, regulating minerals, and controlling fluid levels. When too much sodium enters the system, the body reacts in ways that are both subtle and powerful. Fluid begins to accumulate, blood pressure starts to climb, and the kidneys are forced to operate under increasing strain. At first, this process unfolds quietly, almost invisibly, and that is what makes it so dangerous. Many individuals feel perfectly normal, while these internal changes are slowly developing. They go about their daily routines, enjoying meals, sharing conversations, living their lives without realizing that their kidneys may be struggling behind the scenes. In educational discussions about kidney health, Dr. Mathew R. Weir has often emphasized that chronic kidney disease rarely announces itself with loud warnings in the early stages. Instead, it advances patiently, step by step, sometimes over many years. This slow progression creates a sense of false security. People assume that if they feel well today, everything inside their bodies must also be well. But the kidneys are remarkably quiet organs. They continue working even when they are under tremendous pressure. The suspense of this reality lies in the fact that by the time clear symptoms appear, significant damage may already have occurred. This is why awareness and prevention become so powerful. Understanding the connection between sodium and kidney stress allows individuals to take action before the situation becomes severe. Excess salt not only raises blood pressure, but also changes how the kidneys handle fluids and minerals. Over time, this repeated stress can damage the delicate filtering units inside the kidneys, known as nephrons. Each kidney contains millions of these microscopic filters, and once they are damaged, they cannot easily be replaced. The body tries to compensate by forcing the remaining filters to work harder, but this compensation only accelerates the cycle of strain. In many medical teachings, Dr. Mathew R. Weir has highlighted that sodium does more than simply influence blood pressure. It directly affects the environment in which the kidneys must operate. When sodium levels remain high, the body holds on to water, increasing the volume of blood circulating through the vessels. That increased volume pushes harder against the kidney's filtration system, much like a river pressing against a fragile dam. At first the structure holds, but the pressure continues to build, day after day, meal after meal. What makes this even more compelling is that the modern food environment often encourages exactly the habits that place kidneys at risk. Fast foods, processed meals, and convenience snacks are often loaded with sodium, sometimes far beyond what the body requires. People may believe they're eating normally, unaware that their sodium intake has quietly exceeded healthy levels. The suspense grows when we realize that these habits are not rare. They are incredibly common across the world. Millions of people unknowingly repeat the same pattern each day. Yet within this challenge lies an opportunity. The moment a person becomes aware of how sodium influences kidney health, a door opens to change. Something as simple as choosing fresh foods, reducing processed meals, and becoming mindful of salt consumption can begin to ease the burden placed on the kidneys. It is not about eliminating enjoyment from life, but about understanding the hidden forces that shape our long-term well-being. Education transforms ordinary knowledge into powerful motivation. When individuals realize that their everyday choices can either support or strain the kidneys, those choices begin to carry deeper meaning. The insights shared through medical education, including the teachings associated with Dr. Mathew R. Weir, remind us that the body responds continuously to the environment we create through diet and lifestyle. What may seem like a small habit repeated every day can slowly shape the future of our health. And within that realization lies both a warning and a powerful opportunity for change. And yet, within this story of quiet pressure and hidden risk, there is also a powerful message of hope. Because the same daily habits that slowly challenge the kidneys can also become the very tools that protect them. The human body has an extraordinary ability to respond to positive change, and the kidneys, despite their delicate structure, can benefit greatly when the burden placed upon them begins to ease. When a person starts paying attention to sodium intake, something remarkable begins to happen. Blood pressure can gradually stabilize, fluid balance becomes easier for the body to manage, and the kidneys are no longer forced to struggle against constant excess pressure. It is almost like lifting a weight that has been resting on the body for years without being noticed. Many people assume that protecting kidney health requires complex medical treatments or dramatic lifestyle transformations. But the truth is often far simpler and far more empowering. A mindful approach to food, a willingness to read nutrition labels, and a conscious effort to reduce hidden sodium can begin to reshape the path of long-term health. In educational discussions about kidney disease, Dr. Mathew R. Weir has repeatedly emphasized that prevention and awareness are among the most powerful tools available to patients and families. Knowledge turns ordinary decisions into meaningful actions. Choosing fresh vegetables instead of heavily processed meals, cooking with natural herbs instead of excessive salt, and becoming aware of the sodium hidden in packaged foods are small steps that accumulate into powerful protection for the kidneys. These actions may seem simple, but simplicity is often where true transformation begins. Every day presents another opportunity to support the body rather than strain it. The journey toward better kidney health is not about perfection. It is about progress and awareness. When individuals begin to understand how their choices affect the body's internal balance, they also begin to realize that they are not powerless in the face of chronic disease. Even for those who are already living with chronic kidney disease, reducing sodium can slow the progression of damage and give the kidneys a better chance to continue functioning effectively. The body is constantly responding to the environment created by our habits, and when that environment becomes healthier, the benefits can ripple through every system. The heart, the blood vessels, and the kidneys all work together in a delicate partnership, and protecting one often supports the others as well. This is why conversations about sodium and kidney health are not simply about limiting salt. They are about understanding the deeper relationship between daily living and long-term well-being. As people learn more about how sodium influences blood pressure and kidney stress, they begin to see their meals differently. Food becomes more than a routine part of the day. It becomes a choice that shapes the body's future. In this way, the teachings and educational insights associated with Dr. Mathew R. Weir continue to inspire awareness among people who may never have considered the silent role their kidneys play in maintaining life's balance. The message is not one of fear, but of responsibility and empowerment. Every individual has the ability to influence their health through consistent, thoughtful choices. The path toward protecting the kidneys does not require extraordinary actions. It requires understanding, patience, and a commitment to small improvements repeated over time. When awareness grows, habits change. And when habits change, the future of health can change as well. The quiet lesson hidden in something as simple as salt reminds us that the smallest decisions often carry the greatest impact. The body listens to what we do every day, and when we choose wisely, we give our kidneys the chance to continue their silent, life-sustaining work for many years to come. If you're benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.